What is up, guys? TopTierYugioh here, and today we have Trey Faircloth, who just bubbled the YCS. What place did you get, Trey?
I got 65th.
65th place with live twins, though. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was the only one that made day 2 playing live twins, so I at least took pride in it a little bit.
Yeah, you're the best live twin player, at least.
Yeah.
By far.
I picked up the deck last week, so...
Seriously?
Yeah. So
That's insane.
yeah, I just got it, played with one local on this previous Thursday, and said, YOLO, I'll play it.
I mean, you're a vet, so this is nothing.
Yeah, it's my first YCS back in 7 years. Shout out to Wise Guys, as you see the field center before we even get started. And let's go and get into it. So it's a standard engine for the most part. I did take some inspiration from Crush Cards. I did end up playing him in Swiss, ironically in the live twin mirror match. I got him in game 3.
Wow.
So if you guys don't know what it does, live twin Kill summons Leela from the deck when it's normal or special summoned. And they have another effect, but those effects don't typically come up that often. This one gains life points whenever your opponent attacks, and this one makes your opponont pay 5. So it does come up.
Kind of like Brinkets, too.
Yeah, so it's in time. Sometimes these can matter, but that didn't really come up that often. This one summons this one on normal summon. This is the one you primarily want to send, because if you do summon the different one from the deck, this one it gives you an extra draw, and it's also an extender. So if your opponent adds a card from their deck to hand with like Ride or something, or any of the spell cards that just add, or even the Enchantress, you get the free draw as long as you have the live twin link on the board. So these are free extenders. This one can special summon itself from its hand once per turn if you control this one on the board, so or any of the blues. And it counts the links too. And this one is the same thing. Treat and Frost are the identical cards, except for this one has in regards to making your opponent lose attack. So this can help you stay alive too. But yeah, it's a very small engine, one of each of the extenders. But then you have one of the brick. This is the card you send off of your Trouble Sunny to get a non-target send. This is one of those cards that I wanted to side out or take out my deck every time, but the non-target send to graveyard is insane, especially for literally no cost. It's a cost to keep play it in your deck, but that's it. If you draw it, you draw it. You can also summon it the other way by sacking off 2 links, but that literally never comes up. I did it one time at locals the other day just because I was in such a commanding position for funsies. 3 secret password. What's the password? This one just adds the Sunny Snitch, which is a Rhoda. That's a burn your opponent and gain 200 every time they summon one, as long as you have a link on the board. It's pretty insane. This is a discard E-Telly. This is one of your extenders. You can search off of your secret password. Really good cards. So you play a lot of starters. And to back that up, you got 3 cross out and 1 called by. These cards are absurd whenever you draw them, going first or second, and it helps you play through anything. I have everything you can target, use for this except for DD Chrome between my because I think is in this game 57 card deck because you can put it inside. 1 monster 1. This card's absolutely insane in this deck. If this card goes to more than 1, I'll play more than 1. That's how good this card is in the deck, because it can bring back the Link 4, and the Link 4 has no restrictions at all. So you can literally just play it, bring back the Link 4, and then not have to worry about even going through any plays. It's broken. Then you got your last spell, 3 droplet. This card doesn't really need much explanation other than the fact that it makes your plays go through even further. So say you can almost summon Kill, add a bit of effect, and they go to negate it with anything. You can, and they have a monster board, you can just sack this off and then resolve your effect.
Free.
Because as long as this is off the board, most times things that target this that would negate it, you just resolve your effect and summon this one, the blue one, and then the blue one's going to trigger and let you summon a red from the deck, because the only restriction they have is that you have to have no other monsters. So droplet in this deck is just an absolute. If you have 3, play 3. At minimum, I wouldn't say play this deck without 2 copies. You also can designate this card and almost anything staple wise. So you play a lot of hand traps. You have 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, and 2 Bell. So these are your Ghost Girls of the deck, obviously. And this one is very strong against certain decks. It's also strong against your deck. So if you don't have this as a cross-edit target, it will blow you out, because the Trouble Sunny brings back your 2 live twins. So you do need to hold the cross out for this card, because if they know how to play against your deck, they will have Bell if they play the card between their main and side. This card is really good against a lot of decks, and it's really good against the Faithful Adventure engine. So, and then this is just Ass Blossom, so it hits everything.
You didn't play Nib?
Oh, it's not it.
Oh, okay.
It's just the Ghost Girl. No, I play a ton of hand traps.
Oh, okay, there's more.
Yeah, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Imperm. So as you can tell, this is a ton of hand traps. We already have 14 shown so far. These are really good. Verdict, Anaconda, and just almost anything you can think of. How can all those cards, you want to stop them. You don't want to.
You can't let those go through this format.
Yep, and then the back them up. So you want to Imperm Nib or Valor Nib, Ogre Nib, and it stops all those crazy boards with the Faithful.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the last card, one Scythe. So this deck doesn't play Dagda. You use this as a cross-out target, as well as your Leela Link can pop it on your opponent's turn. So if you know that this will blow them out, and you hard drew it, you literally just set it and pop it as soon as their turn starts. As long as you got to play 42 card deck, it really didn't matter. It was 42. So shout out Jordan. He gave me the Live Twin Field Center. And then we got the Nibiru token, the Zane. Zane was there with me the whole day. We got 3 of Kisa Kill. This is your most important link to get things started and to recoup. Then you have 2 Leela. This one brings back blue. This one brings back red. And their quick effects are in the main phase, so on your opponent's turn, they get to do their effects. When this one's summoned while you control this one, you get to draw a card. While this one's summoned and you control this one, you get to pop a card. These cards are insane. This doesn't choose, like you choose what you pop, but it can be on either side of the field, so that's how you pop the Scythe. And then you got 3 of your like God card. You play no less than this. This is like your best card. 3,300 beater that can quick effect tag out to bring back any. You bring back both your links. That's 5,500 damage between those. One card starter makes 5,500 damage. So that alone can help you win in time, especially whenever you have Sunny Snitch that helps you burn and gain life. So it's similar to the Prank Kids logic. Like it's just a bunch of 1-card starters, but they're a little more like easier to interact with. So. You do have to keep that in mind. This is a non-target send by banishing it and sending the big twin that you don't really want to play, but it can send a link as well, which doesn't come up, but it could come up if you need to do this more than once. But so this forces out DPE like immediately. They're like, well, if I don't use my effect now, he's just gone because it's a send, not a destroy.
Exactly.
Got Lingaribo. This card did not come up today or yesterday, so. But it does come up in certain situations. This is like a trap negator, and then if you have like Monster Reborn, it can come up. Dark. This card is insane. This helps you make like simplified game states actually winnable. You got 1 unicorn. It didn't come up at all, and 1 access code. A lot of times you start your opponent's turn. Well, if you skip their turn, essentially with like this, or they go into the main phase too, and they can only kill 1 of them. You bring it back. And then on the start of their turn, you can literally just go straight into this. And then that forces out like everything. Because you have Trouble Sunny plus that. Like they have to do something. And since your monster's level 2, you play Sky Cav, Downerd, and Zeus. These did not come up, but there was a few times that I could have made this, but I didn't need to. I just ended the game. That's it for the extra deck. So 2 Lancia. This is a target for... I'll just go ahead and show it. I have 3 Sanctum and 2 Lancia. So a lot of times this card... It would be a second. I would side in 1 or 2 depending on the matchup, and if I drew Scythe, I could just pop it, and then I have this to back it up. So it's really strong because if you draw Scythe in this deck, it's not bad. So every time I resolve this card, I won the game, and actually won the match in most cases. Because if I ever get to go first more than once, then the game's over. 1 Shifter as a cross-out target. This was amazing. The one time I needed it, I played against Subterra in round 1, and I would have lost my game 3 against him if I did not have. It was game 2. I would have lost if I did not have the cross-out for this. Then in game 3, I drew it. It sucked.
Must be nice.
No, it's trash. It's bad. It's bad for me. I need my graveyard. And then 2 Cosmic. This was amazing. I should have played a 3rd copy. Probably actually could have just took out the Duster, but like. Yeah, I probably would have just took out the Duster and put on a 3rd Cosmic Cyclone just because that quick effect during the standby phase or draw phase so that your opponent can't activate their card. Like some of the cards just need to be during main phase for them to work. So.
Yeah, like the Prank Kids Fusion,
yep.
The Flounder Trap.
Yeah, so this card was not used at all. I didn't play it against trap deck, so. And then you have 2 Tactics. This card was a blowout every time that I used it, so nothing really else to say. I usually side this deck going first, which is funny. Because they hand trap me, I'm like, let me look at your hand. 3 Evenly. This card was very good the few times. One time I used it, the other time I did not really get success, like very much success, because he still could keep going because of Fairy Tale Snow. So it was nice. And then Red Reboot for the trap decks, but this never came up. But that's it for the profile.
Got any shout outs?
So shout out to my Team Wise guys. for you guys to support me at home. Everybody, my girlfriend, my mom, and everybody, just keeping up with me during the event. Everybody trying to check on me and see if I keep pushing me on. And I end up losing the last round. And you needed 27 points to make top 32, so was not fortunate enough to make in the top cut.